Okay, so hopefully you've had a go at drawing a cube or a couple of cubes, okay. We're not going to have too much of a drastic jump to the next part, okay. We're just going to do some other quite simple shapes and sort of dot them around the page, or obviously start a new page if you need to. So my next simple shape we'll just do a triangle. Now it's the exact same process as drawing the square or the rectangle, depending on how well yours was drawn. Where we start by drawing the 2D shape, nice and lightly. Okay, so obviously I've got a triangle to start with, and I'm going to go from the corners that we can see to our vanishing point in the middle. So I'll just line that up there. Again, remember your different pressures with a pencil, so these are construction lines, nice and lightly. Go from that one just there. And we'll go there. Okay. So again, it looks like I've got like a never-ending sort of Toblerone shapes going all the way to that vanishing point. Now I need to put in the lines that are going to stop this shape and make it sort of just an object that's there in the corner of my page, and they've got to be parallel again, just like they were with this shape that we did over here. Okay. Now it was a bit easier when we were doing the sort of cuboid shape, because the lines are going straight up and straight across. Obviously on the triangle they're at more sort of different angles. But we'll start off with the bottom one. That one is horizontal, and I'm going to make it quite a long shape. We'll go just there. So I'm going to line it up. My ruler is parallel with that line that's at the front just there. And I put in that line. You can see I put more pressure on again because that's an object line. Now this one's going to be slightly more difficult, because again, what a lot of us want to do is we'll sort of just go about there and go, yeah, that looks roughly right, bang, draw a line in. It's got to point the same direction as this line just here, okay? So I'm going to get my ruler, I'm going to line it up with that front edge, and I'm just going to try and slide it, keeping it as level as possible until it reaches that point. I can then put in the line, and you can see it's parallel, it's pointing in the same direction. And then once again we'll just go around it, making our construction line slightly darker, like that. Okay, fairly easy, fairly simple. I've left my construction lines in there, you can see how it's been constructed. Okay, next one then I'm going to do is I'm going to do it below the horizon line, so it should look like we're looking down on it. Obviously these two shapes we've got here we're looking up at. We're going to go with a circle. Okay, we're going to turn the circle into a 3D version of it, which will be a cylinder, because obviously we're doing prisms here. It's not going to turn into a sphere, it's going to turn into a cylinder. Now obviously we don't need to use a ruler to draw a circle. Okay, if you've got something around the house, maybe a Pritt stick or the bottom of a cup or something that you could draw around to get a perfect circle, absolutely fine, do that. If not, just quickly freehand it. Okay, so just nice and carefully, I'm going to try and do this as best as I can. It's not going to be perfect. This is obviously, I'm getting better at this because I've been practicing my quick sketching. But there we go, it's a bit of an egg shape, but it's not a bad effort. Alright, now where we did these two shapes, we started off with a 2D shape, just like we have here, we've got the circle, and we went from the corners. Well, a circle doesn't have any corners, okay, so you might be thinking, well, what do I do next? Alright, well, we need to go from the edge, okay, and we're still going to be drawing a straight line, but we want that straight line to touch the curved edge, okay? That's known as a tangent. So all I'm going to do with my ruler is I'm going to put it on that centre point, that vanishing point, keeping it on that point there, and I'm just going to bring it in just until it touches the edge of that circle, okay, the tangent, which is where the straight edge meets the curved edge. Just there, and nice and lightly, again, because it's a construction line, draw down to that edge. Okay, so it looks like it's going like that. Same on the other side, so I'm going to put my ruler on that point, I'm going to swing it down until it just touches that curved edge there. Hold your ruler in place, and a nice light construction line. Okay, And there we go. It looks like it's sort of, again, a never-ending shape at the minute. So we need to stop it. Now, again, it was a lot easier when we were doing these two shapes because it was just a line going straight across or a line going straight up. But we need to try and mimic this curve that starts here, from here to here, that goes around like that. Now, again, a lot of us, when we've done this with other students, with the groups, they sort of just do a slightly curved line. It'll sort of look a little bit like that, okay, because that is a curved line. This, all right, is an arc. It's a part of a circle, okay. It's not a curve like that. It's going to swing more like that shape, okay. And again, we want it to sort of go somewhere around here, so we've got a cylinder shape there. So I'm going to go about here, okay. Make sure you get enough swing on your curve, like that. Again, I've gone nice and lightly. I can go over it with a bit more pressure afterwards, just to give you that cylinder. And then, just like we did with the first two shapes, go over your lines with a bit more pressure to give you a cylinder. Dead easy, dead simple. So we've done simple shapes that have got straight edges, we've done curved shapes, and you can do it with anything. You can even write your name if you want to, okay, which is what we're going to have a go at later on, all right, or even your initials. Any sort of shape, it's the exact same principle. You start with a 2D version. So if I want to, for example, if I just, I'm going to quickly freehand this, we'll go there, 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 there. Okay, I know it's a quick sketch, I don't use my ruler or anything, but it's a completely random shape, alright, it's, I don't even know what we'll call it, we'll just call it Mr. Lindsay shape for now. And it's the exact same process. It's a 2D shape at the minute because I've just drawn it out, okay, it's flat on a piece of paper, and all I'm going to do is use my ruler and go from each of the corners that I can see to that centre point. Now again, I've got to remember that if it's going to cut through my shape, I don't want to join it up, so I'll go from there, there. Don't forget the internal corner, so obviously that's an external corner there, okay, so is that one, just like on the corners of these two shapes here. This here, okay, it's an internal corner, it's where it's not pointing out like that, it's sort of pointing in towards the shape. You do need to draw those in as well, like that. This one here I'm not going to do because it'll cut through my drawing, so I'm going to leave it like that. This is going to start to look a little confusing because you're going to have lots and lots of construction lines, okay, but this is why we try and do them nice and lightly. What you can do if you want to afterwards, once you construct your shape, you can rub them out. Make sure you obviously don't rub out your actual drawing, just get rid of your construction lines. I think I'd see this one just here. Oh yeah, actually this is a good point. So this corner here, alright, if I line it up with my vanishing point, to start with, it doesn't cut, it's absolutely fine, I can just draw across there, but as soon as I get to here, it's going to start cutting through my drawing, so I don't want to go all the way to my vanishing point. I'm going to line my ruler up with that corner, and I'm going to stop just there before I start drawing through my actual object, okay? And you can see it sort of like it disappears around the back of it. And then once again, so you can start to see it looks like it's disappearing towards that vanishing point. We just need to stop it. We need it to we don't want it to be a continuous shape. So I'm going to start on this edge here. So I've got a straight edge here going up and down. So I'm going to go straight up. There. It goes across from that point. So I'm going to go across. Now this one's going to be slightly difficult because this would actually go down to somewhere around here. If you imagine that one goes down that far, this one would go down to somewhere around there. And then it would go diagonal. So I'm just going to try my best, keeping it sort of as parallel as possible. Use my imagination that I think it's going from there. And draw that one in. Same going that way to make sure it's parallel with that edge that's just there. Like that. This one goes straight across. And then there would be a break somewhere down here, but it's hidden behind the shape, okay? And you can see that I've turned that random shape that I drew at the start into a 3D prism of itself, Okay, like I say, it might look a little confusing because I've got a lot of construction lines going on, but I can get rid of those and leave them with the shapes overall. Okay, so what I want you to do is start off with the square like you should have already done. Okay, and once you've mastered that, and if you need to use a couple of sheets, that's absolutely fine. Move on to something still quite simple, but a different shape. So we've got a triangle, then have a go at a cylinder. Then have a go, like I say, you can do an initial. So obviously if I was going to do A for my first name, I want to draw out an A, and then I could go from the vanishing points. Really, obviously, guys are going to do a ruler. Really simple. All of a sudden, it's a 3D A. Okay. I am going to do my initials, and that'll be in another video for you. There's a bit of a if you want to push yourself. Okay. But try and do sort of, I don't know, maybe six shapes on your page. I've got 3 across the top. Might be able to do 3 across the bottom, or I've got this space over here. It can go over your horizon line. Okay. And give it a go. Okay.